Yo, what is up guys? TheFlawlessWin here today, and today we have another UU match against some guy by the name of Kentucky Fried Colonel from the Smoke on Battlefinder, and this guy was really fun to talk to and just battle with. He was a really fun guy, and he was pretty decent at battling too, so normally I would tell you guys to go ahead and check out his channel, but sadly he doesn't have one, which is kind of a disappointment because he's really fun to talk to, like I said, and he's good at battling, and that's what people usually look for in a PokeTuber, so I don't know why he doesn't have one, but I guess everything can be perfect. So we have a UU match here today against the guy I was talking about, and before we even had this UU match, we battled in U, and he completely destroyed me with a shell-smashing Gorobus, and I was like, bro, let's battle UU. Things will be different this time because UU is my tier. I mean, it just is. But, yeah. I'm using that same team I used from a couple battles ago, and he's using a team with Mienshao and Azumarill. I'm looking at those as the main threats because my main physical wall is Gligar, and it really can't take hits from either of those because Mienshao most likely has Hidden Power Ice, and Azumarill is just Water type, and Gligar is Ground type, and you guys should know that those two types they just don't mix well, so yeah, I should be able to take hits from both of those guys with my Hitmontop, but the problem with Hitmontop is it doesn't have any form of reliable recovery, so it's going to be worn down pretty easily if it takes repeated hits from both of those Pokemon. So I'm just going to limit those things switch-ins so my Hitmontop won't be worn down. And that Chandelure, it could be a threat if it's the sub-Pain Split set because my main special wall is Snorlax, and nothing else on my team likes taking hits from Chandelure, and my only attacking move on Snorlax is Body Slam, and that can't even touch Chandelure, so I'm hoping that thing isn't sub-split, because if it is, it's a huge threat to my team. I ran into one of those things a couple of days ago when I was using this team, and it just wrecks me. I mean, I couldn't take it down. It was so annoying. But I'm just hoping this thing isn't sub-Pain Split because that's not really common set. Usually you see choice stats, and yeah, that's what I'm banking for in this match. And I predicted him to either lead off with his Mew, or his Mienshao, or his Roserade. And I was thinking, Darmanitan can handle the Mew and the Roserade. Let's just hope he doesn't lead off with Mienshao, because I know for a fact Scarfed Mienshao can clean one-hit KO Darmanitan with a high jump kick, and it's going to be faster than me if it's Choice Scarf, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. But he actually leads off with his Mew, which is nice because I can go ahead and go for the super effective U-turn. He actually switches out on the first turn. I guess he didn't want to take so much damage on turn 1, and he goes ahead and goes out into his Chandelure. And I don't want to risk this thing being sub-Pain Split and going into my Snorlax, so I can go out into my Kingdra. I know he can take any hit, even if he is Choice Specs, and he might fear me setting up the rain on the switch, so he might stay in, thinking he can kill me with a Choice Spec Shadow Ball, and that thing probably is Choice Specs, just judging from that damage. I mean, that did so much. But he actually stays in, I guess fearing that I would set up the rain on the switch, and even if he did switch, I went ahead and went for the Draco Meteor because I knew that would put a dent in anything on his team, because even if he switched into Umbreon, I mean, it's a Draco Meteor from a modest Kingdra with a Life Orb. It would have done a lot of damage, but now he goes out into his Mew after the -2. I'm going to go ahead and leave my Kingdra as Death Fodder if I need it later, and I'm going to go ahead and go out into my Darmanitan because I figured he'd set up rocks, and I can go ahead and go for the U-turn, and it's nice because I won't take any rocks damage. And I'm gonna go ahead, I mean, as I switch in, I wouldn't take any, but I'm gonna go ahead and switch out into my Gligar because I was kind of fearing the explosion, because I know these stealth rocking Mews like to carry that, and I don't see any leftovers here, which kind of leads me to believe that he is Explosion Normal Gem, but he just goes for the Psychic on my switch to Gligar. But I knew the taunt was coming, so I'm going to go ahead and just U-turn out. And I get a free switch into my Raikou. He doesn't have a ground type to stop the Volt Switch, so either he gives me lots of momentum here, or he just leaves his Mew to die, which is what he does. So that's nice. I can spin away these rocks later if I do get a chance. And I'm going to go ahead and go out into my Hitmontop because 2 of his special attackers are down, and the only special attacker he has left is Roserade. The other 3 are Mienshao, Azumarill, and Umbreon, and Hitmontop just handles all three of those really well. So I'm going to go ahead and send it out now. And being the good player he is, he's going to go ahead and switch out into his Roserade, knowing that my Hitmontop doesn't want to take hits from it. And I predict either the Sleep Powder or his powerful special attack right here. So I'm going to go ahead and go out into my Snorlax, who can take either of those. Or he could have gone for the Spikes too, but then I could have gone for the Body Slam or the Sleep Talk, predicting the Sleep Powder. I don't know. I knew my Snorlax could take anything from that thing, and he does go for the Sleep Powder, which is nice because I have Sleep Talk on this thing. And I predicted switch out into Mienshao because he could get the Life Orb type Jump Kick off. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Hitmontop, predicting that, which is really nice because he really can't touch me after the Intimidate. And I can get a free Rapid Spin off, and now that his Mew is dead, that's going to take a lot of pressure off my team as I switch in and out, which is really nice, especially for my Darmanitan because it's Fire type, and the Flare Blitz, Recoil, and the Stealth Rocks just don't work well with my Darmanitan, so I get a free Rapid Spin off as he switches into his Roserade. But now I really want to keep this Hitmontop at high health because it handles the team really well other than this Roserade, like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and switch on to my Snorlax, predicting a powerful special attack. And he goes for the Leaf Storm, right? And look how much that does. This is a specially defensive Snorlax, my subscribers. A specially defensive Snorlax. And that did almost half, or it might have done half, I don't know. Half to a specially defensive Snorlax. Oh my god. That was just ridiculous. But, oh my god. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Darmanitan, predicting him to switch out into his Mienshao. And I wanted to bait him to go for, like, the high jump kick or the Stone Edge so I could get a free switch into my Gligar and get my Stealth Rocks up. But he actually goes out into his Azumarill. And I don't want to take an Aqua Jet or a Waterfall, so I'm just going to go ahead and go out into my Hitmontop, who takes that Aqua Jet, was it? Yeah, he takes the Aqua Jet very nicely after the Intimidate, beautifully in fact. And I know he's going to switch out here. I'm going to go ahead and go out into my Darmanitan. I was predicting the Roserade switch, but Mienshao works too. This is what I wanted to happen a couple turns ago. So, like I said, I bait him into going for the Stone Edge, or he could have gone for the high jump kick too if he wanted to. And I get a switch into my Gligar, and I know another Stone Edge won't knock me out, so I get to set up my Stealth Rocks, and he doesn't have any Stealth Rocks, so that's very nice. In comes the Roserade, and as you guys saw, that Leaf Storm just does way too much damage to my Snorlax, and I still do have this Kingdra from the beginning of the battle. I've pretty much been saving this for death fodder if I needed it. And, yeah, now that time comes. Kingdra, you did well, buddy. You knocked out that Chandelure, and you provided me with a free switch into Darmanitan. So, yeah. Right here, I could either smack something in the face with a Flare Blitz. That was a weird mumble right there, but yeah, I could either smack something in the face with a Flare Blitz, or I could predict his switch into a Azumarill and go for the U-turn, and I think that's what he predicted as he stays in on my Flare Blitz, and now I knock out that Roserade, which was pretty much the only thing that was holding back my Hitmontop. So now he goes out into his Umbreon. I was kind of tempted to just stay in and go for a powerful Flare Blitz, but I knew he could probably Wish Protect stall me, and yeah, and this foul play would have done a lot of damage because, you know, Darmanitan has a ton of attack, and it just doesn't work out. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch out into my Hitmontop because, like I said, it handles his team very well now, and I can just go ahead and fire off close combats. Nothing on his team wants to switch into it. Even Azumarill won't really like it because I think close combat followed up by a Sucker Punch might be able to kill him on the switch. I'm not really sure, but even if he did, I could switch out into like Snorlax as Death Fodder and just go right back into my Hitmontop because the defense drops would reset and I get that Intimidate. And anyway, I'm rambling about things that don't even happen. It's kind of weird, but anyway, he goes for the Toxic with his Umbreon and he misses, which really doesn't matter at all because I was gonna go ahead and switch out after this turn anyway. And thank God this guy didn't try to Toxic stall me. I mean, not Toxic stall me, Wish Protect stall me, because, I mean, that's what Umbreon does. It's so annoying. I mean, Wish Protect stall Umbreon is just terrible, and my close combat really doesn't do that much, so I think he might have been able to Wish Protect stall me, but I don't know. In comes the Azumarill. I don't want to take a Waterfall after -2. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Snorlax as Death Fodder. Like I said, I would have done this last time if he switched into it earlier. But now I get a free switch into my Raikou. I know I'm going to be faster, and I can just destroy something with a Choice Specs Thunderbolt. He has this and the Mienshao left. And what I find strange is he just switches out into the Mienshao instead, because, I don't know, I thought Mienshao would be a bigger threat to my team than the Azumarill, but I guess he thinks that Azumarill is more of a threat. It really doesn't matter because it's pretty much my game now. And now he gets to go out into his Azumarill, and I know I can live an Aqua Jet and pretty much destroy this thing with a Choice Specs Thunderbolt coming from a Raikou. So, yeah, take that Aqua Jet pretty nice, and that is going to be the game. GG, what was your name again? Kentucky Fried Colonel, that's what it was. I knew it was a pretty funny name, I just couldn't really think about it, or think of it. So yeah, that was a pretty good game, man. You guys should check him out if he had a YouTube channel, but sadly he doesn't. I'm gonna repeat that. Bro, if you're watching this, make a YouTube channel, you'd be good. I know you would, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This was a pretty good UU battle, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.